For the last 20 months, I've been disabled with long COVID.
Yeah.
Been in bed on the couch, not able to really do anything. I was a nurse for the University of Utah Hospital
Cool.
before that, and I'm a Spanish and Korean linguist in the Army National Guard.
Oh, awesome.
And because of, after the third time I got COVID, September of 2023,
Wow, third time.
yeah, third time. Each time it took a hit to my health, but that third time it really knocked me on my butt, and I was like housebound. I couldn't leave the house for like a month, and then I slowly got a little bit of energy back, but I was still like 80-year-old man, 90-year-old man, like no energy, no strength, no stamina. My brain was so foggy, and it just couldn't do anything. And so I was working on a medical discharge with the Army National Guard. I had to go on like FMLA for 12 weeks with the University of Utah Hospital, then on American Disabilities Act leave for 7 months. And that was the longest they could do it, so they had to cut it off. And so I used my nursing skills to like focus on my own health.
Yeah.
So I went to like a dozen different doctors. I had dozens of tests done. I was bringing stuff to doctors like, hey, I've read these research papers. You know, can I try this medication? Can I try this medication? Tried like 2 dozen different medications, 2 dozen different supplements. I was part of a long COVID research study with the Bateman Horn Center, and still nothing. We couldn't do anything. Couldn't find anything. I got injections in my neck. You have these nerve clusters called ganglion. In the stellate ganglion, they injected lidocaine in there because they'd found that was helping some people. I didn't really see any benefit from it. But actually, when I was a nurse's assistant on the cardiovascular ICU up at the U Hospital for really sick open heart surgery patients that were like on their deathbed, and they'd done everything that they could think of, they started using this thing called methylene blue. I don't know, have you heard of that before?
No, I know. I mean, in blue is what's written on your...
Yeah,
but
so
I
that's...
don't know if it's the same thing.
Yeah, so this is methylene blue is what they started giving patients intravenously that were like on their deathbed, and it's been around for about 150 years. It was invented by a German scientist in like 1876, and it's been used for anti-malarial. Before there was, why can't I think of the word? What's the antibiotic that first came out?
I couldn't say. I might remember it in Portuguese, but not.
It's all over the place. Every single, a lot of my antibiotics are based on it. I forget it, but
Cloroquina,
huh?
I think
What's it?
Portuguese, the name was Cloroquina. Something similar.
Huh? Yeah, I can't remember the name.
A lot of people were talking about as if it had a positive impact, or maybe it was prevention. But I can only imagine what a third go at COVID would be. I
No. Oh, chloroquinolone. Or something like that.
That might be it.
But anyway, so methylene blue was used for all sorts of things. I could ask Apple what was the first antibiotic? What was the first antibiotic? Penicillin.
Penicillin.
So this was used before penicillin
right. Okay.
for infections, all sorts of things.
And I thought you meant the first thing that
for
came
COVID
out as a solution, yeah, or
right,
prevention for COVID.
Exactly, yeah, chloroquinolone, or however you say it.
Yeah.
I used to say it. I used to know it better. So COVID made me forget so much. Like my world shrunk.
That's crazy.
It was killing me, and it was keeping me in a semi-vegetative state. Like I wasn't in a coma, I wasn't knocked out, I wasn't on a ventilator, I wasn't on life support, but pretty much living in my own home was like living in an assisted living. You know how we send senior citizens in their 80s, 90s, 100s to an assisted living? That's how it was for me. My wife and my kids were the staff in my own assisted living.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. I've been in the context of home care.
Yeah.
For example, where I had to even go to court to get people out of the hospital.
Oh, wow.
And bring them home.
Oh my gosh.
And this was also in Brazil. And this was actually with my own kid. Where she had to stay in hospital.
Oh my gosh.
To go home. Again,
Sorry, I'm just going to start
you're good.
taking my dose.
No, for sure. I had to go to the insurance providers, and they denied home care. Right? died.
Oh my gosh.
So I put him in court the same day. And then I got home care.
Are you a lawyer too, or are you?
In Brazil.
You're a lawyer?
Yeah.
What is it? Abogado?
Advogado.
Advogado.
Might be abogado.
In Spanish.
Yeah, in Spanish.
Yeah.
Which
I know
is almost every country in South America.
I know a little
But for
Spanish,
Brazil,
but no falo português.
No falo português.
No bone. No bone.
It's similar. That was a bit of a mix.
Yeah.
Between Portuguese and Spanish.
As so you can tell, it's not very good.
But yeah, I know what you
That's
mean.
crazy. What did your kid have?
She had SMA. Well, that's
What's that?
spinal muscular atrophy. So it's SMA.
Oh gosh.
And there are different types, but we actually never got a clinical Is a clinical diagnosis? I guess
Like
that's
an
what you
official
call it.
diagnosis. Yeah, clinical diagnosis.
Never
Official.
got an official diagnosis,
Wow.
but it seems like that's what she had. So, but she didn't need to stay in hospital, right? And she had home care before then. But then we had to do something small that took from one day to the next, and then it's over. It's like you're starting from zero.
Right.
Having to ask insurance, so they approve it for you again, so you go home. And they didn't, and
It's a pain in the butt. They determine everything because the hospitals charge knowing that you're going to get insurance, so they charge 10 times as much as they need to.
Oh yeah, they do. That's true. That's true. So at home everything is easy, but that's why I need that. I have an idea of what you're saying.
Yeah. My name is Brian. What's your name?
Vitor.
Vitor.
Yes. Brian.
Yeah. Pleasure.
Nice meeting you. My pleasure.
Yeah. Muito obrigado.
Yeah. I know I'm hearing more Portuguese and Spanish. I don't know what's going on. You know more
I did study a little bit of Portuguese, but mostly Spanish.
Mostly Spanish, yeah. Yeah, I'm going back now.
Like I said, I'm a Spanish and Korean linguist. Are you going back to Brazil or Portugal, or where are you from?
I'm going back to Brazil. I am from Brazil.
Okay.
And I've been here close to 4 years now. I'm looking forward to it.
Wow.
I kind of feel like it'll be something like recharging for me.
Sure. My wife actually was just in Rio.
Really?
She just got back last Friday. She went to the tri-border area, so she's in Paraguay, Argentina, and Rio.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah, man. So
how'd she like it?
she loved it. It was incredible. She didn't want to leave. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I got to go on another girls' trip." So she's planning on going to like Vietnam next year, and then literally on the Brazil trip, I started taking this. Like
On the Brazil trip, yeah.
while she was on the Brazil trip, I'm at home with the 3 kids. And normally what I did was nothing during the day when they were at school. I would lay in bed so that I could handle them when they got home. Even then, it was mostly from bed, directing them what to do, things like that. You know, I would cook and do kind of the dangerous parts of and the the key things that a dad can do.
I am home with my 2 kids, and it's just the 3 of us.
Oh wow!
Now Grandpa and Grandma are here visiting from Brazil. So that's a +2.
Awesome.
But I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, it's a lot.
The good thing is that school here, at least in this school district, you might have different times with different school districts, but it goes from 8:55 to 3:30. In Brazil, you get 8 to 12.
Oh my gosh! Dang, only 4 hours in Brazil.
Only 4 hours.
Of course, I feel like in a lot of Latin countries, you usually have more support from broad family members, uncles, cousins, grandparents, usually are helping it. I feel like in more of the Latin families.
Well, in there, they had their mom as well, so we had a 50-50 because we've been divorced close to 8 years now, maybe 7.
Oh man, that's a long time.
But now that I'm here and the kids are with me, which was my plan at least.
Yeah.
So it'll be recharging because I'll go back. Their mom is in São Paulo, so I'm dropping them off so they can spend summer break with them.
Oh, I see.
I should be back in August after a little while.
That's cool. That's hard.
Well, I was gonna ask you, if you're recording and you're creating content, are you on Instagram? Are you on Facebook?
I just started on Facebook, and I think my Facebook's linked to my Instagram. I do have a non-existent YouTube channel with 0 videos, but because of literally the I don't want to be sacrilegious and call it a resurrection. It wasn't that, but it was like Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead. Like I was a shallow, hollow, empty body that could barely do anything.
And
I couldn't.
blue was the key for you.
Yeah, methylene blue.
That's
And so
awesome.
now I'm helping people with their, either long COVID, chronic illness.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing is it's not only for those that are chronically ill, it's also for those people that are just looking for a little bit of an edge, maybe like overcome that afternoon hump after you eat lunch and you're like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm tired. Take a little methylene blue with your lunch and that'll help you to overcome like that slump.
Yeah.
Or like a pre-workout or, for pain or all. It's used for so many things. Like my body I feel like I'm in my 20s again.
Uh-huh.
It's insane. And there's tons of studies that have been on it. Research, high doses. There's certain situations where it cannot and should not be used. One, pregnant women, breastfeeding women, anything to do with a fetus or a baby.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
Anyone that's on a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, SSRI, which is like an antidepressant. If you're on antidepressants and certain medications, you should not take it. But other than that, it's exploding as a supplement. There's physicians that are founding businesses centered around methylene blue as their product, adding other things like CBD oil, nicotine, which most people associate with tobacco, that it's unhealthy for you. What I've found, because even in my long COVID process, I heard that nicotine can help. I didn't smoke. I've never smoked in my life, but nicotine patches. And I did research because I didn't want anything that was addictive. And when I dug into the research, it actually more showed that it wasn't nicotine that was addictive. It was these other things that start with a P, pyridines or I forget exactly what they're called.
That are in there with the nicotine.
Yes,
That's part of
and
it.
that nicotine is a natural substance. But when you smoke it, what you're doing is you're getting it into your lungs, and
I guess that also speaks to CBD oil, even. I would
Yeah.
say it has benefits, but sometimes it's not the oil itself, but I guess the plant.
yeah, there's the
Associated.
THC.
Okay, yeah.
So there's CBD and THC. The THC is the psychotropic, that'll make you go.
Yeah.
I've never used it, so I don't know what it does. It just makes you loopy or makes you feel good. I don't know. But yeah, so CBD is supposed to have some like medicinal not herbicide. What's the word? Herbal medicine type benefits. The THC is the kind that they usually strip out of most CBD products, but in like places like Oregon and Colorado, they'll leave some THC in.
Oh, I see.
Or you can get medical marijuana in most states. In Vegas, I think anybody can buy it. I don't know.
Yeah.
In Utah, there's dispensaries if you have a medical marijuana card. But yeah, so I'm selling these for $30 to people. I bought it in bulk. It's the same thing that I use for people that are interested in trying it and experimenting. On the label I have, consult a doctor before use. Use to be determined with the physician. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any
Probably
disease, all that stuff.
That needs to be
But-
on the label. Probably everything that needs to be on the label. I know because I opened a business here in Utah.
Oh, really? What do you do?
It's a consultancy business.
Uh-huh.
I work with immigration.
Oh, cool.
99% of the things that I do have to do with immigration.
There's a lot of paperwork.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, I filed the case today. It was on the, say, low side of paperwork at about 60 pages. But I had
Gosh,
to file,
low side 60 pages.
Yeah, no, the high side. I've had to file cases that are 800 pages long.
Oh my gosh.
700, 600. 600 is
That is
the,
crazy.
Is the normal. But yeah, 800 pages. You can easily. I have a template. My template that has nothing in it has 120 pages.
Oh my gosh.
With dividers and stuff.
The government is
Stuff
so
in,
inefficient.
right?
I swear.
But yeah, and I had to go over what the rules are in Utah for every single disclosure that I have to have in my contract, even in a second language. So my
Oh gosh.
contract will have
Twice
to
as long.
Go Portuguese as well. Some of the clauses because it has to be there.
Oh, has to
But
be in there.
what is your tag? If you have an Instagram account.
I don't even know. Like, I'm so new to this. I'll give you my phone number.
Yeah.
And I can text
And
if
we're
you text
probably
me.
gonna meet again here because I'm here.
Okay.
pretty
Yeah,
much
and
every
I'm
day.
gonna start to swim. I did
Just
start
started.
going running so May 1st is literally like my rebirth day, for lack of a better term.
Awesome.
I went running that day. I lifted weights at the gym, but my connective tissue and my
yeah.
joints aren't used to that, and so
Oh,
I
you mean they're used to that?
no, they're not.
Oh,
They're not used
Yeah,
to it
okay.
because for
'Cause I
20
know-
months.
Yeah, you really. This is what I'm working on. I am
Yeah.
swimming and walking, so very low impact.
Yeah, that's
everything.
good.
Because if I go running and I've done this in the past, it's not good. Not for me.
Yeah, no. Shoot me a text.
And that's
Let's
Brian,
see.
right?
Yeah, Brian. And what was your name again?
Vitor.
Oh, that's right, Vitor. Yeah, good to meet you, Vitor.
Same. What's your number?
801
801
686